I'm losing some of the emotion here. Okay, it's draining out of it. I can't work under these conditions. All right, so here's your project. Your project is you're going to either choose a restaurant or some kind of food service or bar operation, and you're going to create a social media campaign to accomplish some kind of goal for it. Or you can create one of your own. And what you're going to be concerned about with this is you're going to be concerned about the theme, and then the menu, and you're going to then choose a target market. Now, I'm going to talk about this for a second, okay, in a second. And then you're going to actually market to this target market through social media. All right, we're going to talk about why you're going to be doing this and what's going on. Okay, so the theme and the menu. I mean, this is really important because people create restaurants sometimes, and they create a theme, and it doesn't make sense for the marketplace. Now, for example, if you're here in South Jersey. Let's say you're not doing a top-end restaurant, but you're doing a nice restaurant. What themes seem to work down here? What are prevalent?
Beach.
A beach sort of theme, yeah. What else?
Seafood.
Seafood, yeah. And if you have a seafood restaurant, what kind of seafood do you have to have here in South Jersey?
Fresh.
Fresh seafood. And what kind of fresh seafood in particular? What's the one fish you got to have? Flounder. You got to have flounder on there. You got to have crabs. You got to have clams. Okay, that's South Jersey seafood. If you got a seafood restaurant down here, you don't have those things. You don't have a seafood restaurant. And the other big theme is Italian restaurants. A lot of Italian restaurants. Now people say, "Well, I don't want to open up Italian restaurants. There's so many more." Well, what does it tell you if there's a lot of Italian restaurants around doing great business? That people like Italian restaurants here. So it's good food. And, people like it. So what we're trying to do is we're going to either going to create a theme for a restaurant or take a restaurant that's existing or a bar, could be a bar, could be some other kind of food service thing, and you're going to look at the menu for it, and we're going to choose a target market. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create social media, and we're going to stretch the meaning of social media here a little bit. Social media, we tend to think about Twitter, Facebook, that kind of stuff, but we're also going to be using. We're going to build apps. You're going to learn how to build an app, and we're going to use texting and mobile marketing, that kind of stuff, because that's where people live these days. Right? They live. That's how the only way you can get a hold of them. All right. But now here's what we're going to do. We're going to create goals and objectives. You're going to create goals and objectives for the campaign. So you're going to say, okay, listen, we got this place. Here's what it's like. Here's the target market. I'm going to now create goals and objectives for my campaign. And the goals and objectives you create could be like, oh, we're going to get more people on a Saturday night or a Tuesday night, or we're going to promote an event. Because sometimes our menu and our theme, are not seen by our customers as being exactly right for them. So we can create events. And it could be an early bird special, it could be a 2-for-1 night or whatever happens to be. We can create events that we will use to get to our target market. All right? But now look, here's what we're doing, and this is important. Okay, what I'm about to tell you, not many people know this. This is stuff that Dr. Scales and Dr. Witham and I have come up with that has worked. Okay, for places we've consulted. All right, here's the thing: when you've got people you're trying to you have people you're trying to attract. Okay, this is there's a nice happy person. Okay, and let's put a little bow tie on this person. Okay, put an ear on here, put some hair in here. Okay, and let's put some. Oh no, they're not kind eyes anymore. They're mean eyes. Okay.
That looks like Beavis.
Who does it look like?
Beavis,
yeah, it does. But guess what these people? Guess what your customers have? They've got a brain. Okay. Some of them have a big brain. Some of them got a little pea brain. Okay. But they've all got a brain. And here's the thing: when you're running a restaurant or a bar or something like that, you have to understand how people make the decision to come into your place. And it's kind of complex. And here's what happens. When a group of people decide to go someplace for dinner, it's not that they have a broken mind meld and just all show up. Like if you go to the Palm restaurant this weekend, matter of fact, here's some homework assignment for you. Go to the Palm restaurant this weekend and talk to some of the people at the different tables. You just walk around and start asking the customers questions about how you got there. If you see a table for 6 at the Palm restaurant, are these 6 people who know each other or just 6 strangers who all came and said, I'd like to sit at a table for 6, maybe I'll meet 5 people on here. They all knew each other, right? So the question is, how did they get there? And this is what restaurants are just beginning to ask each other, but it's what social media is fantastic for getting across them, all right? So here's what happens. There's 2 things well, let me just tell you about one thing that people hate, okay? They hate a thing called risk. People hate risk. If they have risk in going to your place, they're going to not go there because it's too what? Risky. Very good. The afternoon class struggled with it. So it's going to be risky. They hate risk. They want to go someplace. What about a restaurant would reduce your risk? If you knew certain things about a restaurant, what would reduce your risk about going there?
You'd risk being upset.
You risk being upset, but what might upset you though?
Bad quality of food.
Bad quality of food. So what if you've been there 3 or 4 times before and the food's always been good? Are you reducing your risk? That reduces your risk. What other risks do you run across?
Bad service.
Bad service. But suppose you've been there before and the service has been good. And you develop a relationship with some of the staff there. Does that reduce your risk?
Yeah.
Yes. What else could increase risk? The price. It's overcharging for stuff, okay? Or, maybe you're trying to decide between 2 restaurants and you're thinking to yourself, well, this restaurant costs this much, but this restaurant has a what? What do people love to get?
Special.
A special or a coupon, right? If you have a coupon, does that reduce your risk?
Yeah.
Yes. You see, so can you see how social media can help with all those things in terms of reducing risk? But wait, there's more. Okay, is that what we say? But wait, there's more. Let's look at how people make the decision to go. People generally do not go to restaurants by themselves. They go with their friends or something like that, right? So someone makes the decision to get people together and says, hey, you know what? This Friday, let's all go out to dinner. See, someone initiates that. That person becomes the host, all right? And that's the person that we want to identify is the host. We want to know who the host is in that party. And we want to help in everything we do in a restaurant. We want to reduce the host's risk because the host is the one who takes the greatest risk. What happens if you say to a group of friends, hey, let's go to this restaurant. I went there last week, it was fantastic. And you go there and it's terrible. What do your friends do to you?
They get mad at you.
They get mad at you and they keep reminding you all during dinner, don't they? And they make your life miserable. Okay? That's their job. That's the job of your friends, is to make your life miserable if you should make a mistake. All right? So you see how a host has more risk? Because a host is the one who says, hey, let's go to this place. All right, but let's look at how people make the decision or say, let's go to that place. You see, what you want to do is you want to choose a target market. And then you want to get into the heads of this target market. And what you want to do, and I want you to write down, write down these 4 words, all right? You want to, except for Gracie, who's doing the videoing, okay? You want to claim mental real estate. You want to claim mental real estate. In other words, in this target's head here is some space. Some people have a lot more space than others. What you want to make sure of is that when they say, hey, let's go out to dinner, and it's a target market you're looking for, and it's the kind of occasion that they'd be looking for, you want to make sure that your restaurant pops up into their head there. So Bill's restaurant, I want to make sure that pops up there. Right? Because they can't say let's go there unless I'm in there. Now, by the way, are you beginning to see again another link here? How social media is so important for this? Because you see, this also is affected by timing. All right? This is affected by timing.